hope you're all super excited for today's live stream. I know I am because I have played with Copilot a little bit, did a short video on it, and I'm super excited to see different perspectives. So today we're going to get 3 extra perspectives. I know we have one person missing. Nick will be joining soon. It's very early in the morning for the west coast of the US, so Nick will join shortly. But today we have Shreya. This is how this whole live stream kind of came about. Shreya had been using Copilot for about a month. I was going to say a year. That's completely wrong. A month. And I thought, wow, it's a great way to learn more about it. And then Shreya connected me with Nish, and I thought, brilliant, we get a different perspective in Python. So I know all of you do different languages, and I do most of my stuff in TypeScript, sometimes JavaScript. And so it would be great to get the Python perspective. And then we also have Nick from Free Code Camp joining us, who will give us hopefully a different perspective, loads of ideas. I know you've all got lots of ideas. So remember, write in the chat some of your ideas, and we will get to those towards the second half of the stream. So let me do some introductions before we get started, and then we will work on the agenda some more, because we do have an agenda for today. So we have Shreya with us. Shreya is a GitHub campus expert, does some things with Google, so many things. I won't do her justice. Shreya, please give yourself an intro. An awesome t-shirt, by the way. You've putting both of us to shame.
Well, thank you for that wonderful introduction, Eddie. So, hey everyone, my name is Shreya Prasad, and I'm a GitHub campus expert from New Delhi, India. And I'm also part of the GitHub education stream team, and I'm also a GSOC mentor at Circuitverse. So, yeah, I would like to keep the introduction pretty short. And yeah, and Nishkarsh, it will be great if you could introduce yourself.
Awesome. So thank you so much for the introduction. Everyone else, Shreya's link is in the description below, and I'll share it in the chat now. Over to you, Nish. Actually, no, let me do an introduction for you first. Sorry, I haven't done one. So Nish is another GitHub star. So you got 2 GitHub stars on this live stream, and you've probably got, I know I have no authority in this, but one day I would like to see Nick and Shreya as also as GitHub stars. So you have 2 GitHub stars and 2 potential GitHub stars as well. Both of them get my nomination vote. So Nish, GitHub star, does so many things in DevOps space, and he's going to be doing some things in Python today. But Nish, please introduce yourself.
Thanks, Eddie, for the introduction. Myself, Nishkarsh. I'm a principal DevOps evangelist at Status Neo, and as Eddie mentioned, I'm a GitHub star as well. And I'll keep my introduction short. And I hope that this live stream would be an amazing experience for all, because GitHub Copilot would help us a lot, and we'll write some code and let AI work its magic, and hope for the best.
And hope for the best. Okay, we're going to see today. So we're going to start off with a few demos. They are going to be quite fairly simple to get started in different languages, as I said. And then we're going to get more experimentative. Is that a word? I don't know. We're going to get more adventurous, let's say. And we might look at some of your projects. We're going to take your guidance. People, by say you, I mean all of you in the audience. We're really looking forward to seeing. So do write in the chat. We've already had some great questions, which we'll come to shortly as well. Nish's links is in the description below as well, and I want to drop both of those in the chat. So we do have Shreya going first. So Shreya, if you would like to share your screen, and we can look at your JavaScript LinkedIn demo. We are super excited, and I want to catch up with the chat. I think we should do some shout outs while you're sharing screen. So my chat only goes back so far. But so as far back as it goes was like an hour ago. Ison, you were first. Awesome to have you here. Thank you so much. I think you were like 4th, but according to as far back as I can go, you're first. We also have Abhishek, Rishab. Hopefully I'm pronouncing your name right. Rishab has a really good question. We're going to get to that shortly. Hira, thank you so much for your great question. I think it was on YouTube. Super excited to geek out with you today. Who else do we have? Carl. Carl is doing an amazing work in our API. So it's going to be quite interesting to see. Maybe we'll do a bit of pairing towards the end of the stream with Carl on our API and see how Copilot can help. Alex, awesome to have you here. Also known as Sasho in the chat. Alex is a Python enthusiast. So it's going to be really awesome to see some Python on my channel. It's not something that often happens. And we have lots of the other usual suspects, and we'll give you shout outs in a bit. Oh, I see Koalia's here as well. Koalia, you weren't first, or maybe you were first, but the chat doesn't go back as fast. And we have Nick. I heard a buzz, so I'm going to add Nick to the stream as well. We have Nick from can't even speak, Free Code Camp, who's wearing a Hacktoberfest t-shirt. Nick, awesome to have you with us. Thanks for joining. And as you all know, Nick, I'll let him do an introduction, but as you know, Nick has so many awesome ideas. So I'm looking forward after the demos for maybe we can do a bit of work on Nick's Discord bot, but I know Nick's going to have lots of crazy ideas of how we can really test Copilot as well. So Nick, please give yourself an intro.
Oh, goodness. Good morning, everyone. Great to be here. I'm Nicholas N.H. Kerrigan around the Discord. A little bit tired this morning. Woke up a bit late, but here I am.
Awesome to have you with us. Nick's GitHub link is in the description below as well. Okay, we're going to get over to Shreya because I'm super excited to see this. So Shreya is sharing their screen. Let me bring it up here. My third time using StreamYard, so hopefully this works. Shreya, your screen is black. Is that meant to be like that?
No.
Oh, no, something's happening now. We have some magic. Oh, no, we lost it again.
Okay.
I see a mouse. We're good.
Okay. So, is my screen visible now?
It is. I don't even want to make it slightly bigger, ever so slightly.
Okay.
To zoom in the font.
Just a second. Yes.
And yes, Nick has a webcam on today. So Nick usually joins with audio only. Looks like Nick's liking his new webcam. So we get to see Nick and his awesome t-shirts too.
So like, is the code visible?
Sorry, say that again.
I'm saying that is the code visible. Like, is it better now?
Yep, that's good.
Awesome. So today I will be building a JavaScript. I will be building a script using JavaScript. And what this script is going to do is it will be automating the process of sending connection requests to a bunch of people on LinkedIn. So I will be showing you this whole demo in a meanwhile. But first, I would like to build some functions using Copilot. So as you can see that it's a pretty long code, and I don't think that it's possible to build all of this in this video at the moment. So I will be just getting started with some functions using Copilot, and we will see how the Copilot is predicting these functions. So I will be creating another function, and we can call it, let's say, LinkedIn automation.js. I don't know where these files came from. Oh, my bad.
Everyone, while you're waiting, don't forget to give the video a thumbs up. It really helps support the channel, and I really appreciate it. And don't forget to follow our awesome speakers today. I'll be reminding you in a bit. I'll be giving you all a tip later on how you can get more followers yourself.
Okay, great. So first, I will be creating an object, which is known as LinkedIn. And see, it's already giving me a function. So what I will be doing is basically, I have this code with me. So we will be comparing the predictions that the Copilot is going to give us with the original code and see how accurate these predictions are. So first of all, I will be building this object. So it's already, guessing that we will be using some kind of a LinkedIn API. But no, we are not going to do that. I'm going to create another object called config. And then I'm going to initialize some variables here. So let's try to, write some variables, and then let's see that whether Copilot is able to, accurately guess those predictions or not. So I want scroll delay. I want to delay the action, then next delay. Okay. So scroll delay is going to be, it was how much? It was 3,000. Okay. So it was 3,000. Then I want to delay. Basically, this variable is going to make sure that when I'm going to go from one page to the next page, there's going to be some sort of a delay. So as you can see, it's already suggesting me some number. So, but I don't want it to be 1,000. I want it to be 5,000. So there is that. Then It is also suggesting me scroll speed. So let's see, do we have scroll speed? No, we don't have. So we have next page delay. I think I already covered this. We have, okay, so we need to have action, then delay. So, okay, it's giving 5,000, that's correct. And then we want to basically set the maximum limit of the number of connection requests that we can make. So we are going to initialize a variable known as max request, and I'm going to keep it as -1 because -1 suggests that there is going to be no limit. And okay, so again, it's giving me suggestions on the basis of the scroll because I've used it earlier in the code. So now I want to keep a track of the total number of connection requests that I have sent. So it's going to be total connection requests. So I don't know if you saw this, but okay, earlier it suggested 0, which was the desired number.
I have a suggestion. Sorry to interrupt, Shreya. I have a suggestion. What
Okay.
about if you split the screen? So you could, if you right click on the tab, I think you can say open to the left or to the right, and then perfect. And then,
Okay.
And then maybe if you click on, if you click on the files on the left, not the file word, like the actual file that's high. Yes, exactly. I think that might work, and it'll save you maybe switching between the two.
Right. Thank you so much for your suggestion, Eddie. So so the idea of basically opening the code is to just make sure that we are able to verify how accurate the Copilot suggestions are. So now it's giving me total connection success. So now what it's doing, it's giving me suggestions on the basis of total connection requests because that's what I wrote earlier. But I don't want that. I want to now include a message that I can send to the person when I'm sending them a connection request. So I'm going to add a variable known as add node, and this is going to be either true or false. So right now I'm going to keep it as false because I don't want to send any message. And then that message could be, hey, nice to connect with you. So there's that. And now what I want to do is I'll be using, so okay, wow. It's already suggesting me init function, even though I have not done anything. I've merely just declared the variables and I've declared an object. So this is super awesome. So let's try this out. So I'm really excited to see what the Copilot suggests now. So I will be using this Open Copilot, where this Open Copilot will be giving me 10 suggestions, where we will see that the suggestion is matching closely with what we want. So I'm so sorry for multiple tabs. So okay, so it's giving me a function where let me just close this one so that we can compare the solutions with the actual code. Okay, so so the idea of init function is to basically just give us some sort of console, some sort of an indication that the script has started. So we can do that using console logs. So let's see if Copilot is giving that or not. I don't think so that this is doing the job. So it's counting the number of total connection requests, then it's taking the maximum request. Okay, so basically what it's suggesting me is that let's say when we are searching for the number of let's say we are searching for Google recruiters and we got 10 search results. So once those search results are over, this code is basically checking whether we have sent the connection request to all those users or not. If yes, then it will go to the next page. Otherwise, it will go on and send the request to all those connection requests in that page. So yeah, I think that's what this page is doing, which is not what we want at this moment. Okay, so it's giving a pretty inaccurate suggestion, but it's all right. Like, it's AI. We will help it to learn it from our code. So what we will do is now we will just write this function. Just a second. Yeah. So now I will pass data and config, and then I'll be writing some console logs. Console.info. Okay, so it's suggesting me LinkedIn.init, but I don't want that. I want info script has initialized. So that's what I want. And now let's see what it suggests. Okay, so it's suggesting that I should assign, okay, so it's merging LinkedIn.config and config, which is a pretty inaccurate suggestion at the moment, but let's try out more and see what happens. And in the meanwhile, if you all have got any suggestions, any questions, I would love to answer them.
I should be bringing things up in the chat. My apologies. I didn't want to distract you, but it's great. We've got so many.
No worries, no worries.
You carry on, and I'll bring some things up on the screen shortly. Karuna is in the house as well. Karuna, awesome to have you here. Just came from MLH in it as well. So thanks for joining. And Kunal as well. Oh, and Unati too. I'll bring their names up on the screen. You carry on.
Okay, sure. So I'm going to debug, and okay, so this debugger is basically scrolling to the bottom. So what this console log is doing is it's basically saying that it will scroll to the bottom in these seconds, and that's because if you send multiple requests on LinkedIn without any break or without any time delay, then it will like tag that action as some sort of a basically it will just stop you from sending all those requests. So we don't want to do that. So that's why we are going to introduce some delay. So what we are doing is we are basically just telling this to the user that, hey, there's going to be some delay when we are going to scroll from top to bottom. So here is scroll delay. So, okay, we are good. Now let's see what happens. Okay, that's great. So I did not said anything about the time limit here, but just a second. But it gave me the set timeout function, which is pretty awesome because I did not do this, and yeah, that's pretty much similar to what we are doing here. Not exactly the same, but yeah. So I'm going to keep this this dot scroll bottom, and then again I'm going to pass data comma config, and then I'm going to then again do some delay on the action. So it's going to be action delay. So now let's see what Copilot suggests. Okay, we don't want this. So I do realize that live coding takes a bit of time. So I will be just implementing a couple of functions, and then I will just copy pasting the rest of the code, and then we will see if it works or not. So
sounds good.
Yeah. So I have this init function already done.
I love this comment. Sorry, Nick, it goes over your face. But this comment is, so we can blame AI for bugs in production.
Wow. It's already suggesting me scroll to bottom function, even though
I distracted everyone, sorry.
No worries, but this is pretty awesome. Like, I did not even write a single thing here, and yet it suggested the exact function that I was going to write. So, that's pretty great. I don't think I want this at the moment. Okay, so I think we are doing this below. Like we are sending these invites, then we are adding the node, then we are pasting the node, then click, when we click on done, then it's going to send that message. Then we have this close this action for when we are closing the alert box that gets in when we are sending the request. Then it goes to the next page, then it's complete. So let's see like how many functions it's going to suggest. Okay. Function. So I've got scroll bottom. Okay. Let's see how accurate the function is. So it's going to console.info, info scrolling to bottom. Yep, that's correct. Okay, so it has got its own function inside this. And then it has got a set timeout. So now what it is doing is, it is learning from the code that we have written above, and it is basically implementing this scroll to bottom function in its own way. And then it is also fetching me the profiles using XHR. And yeah, so this is the get request. And then here I will be getting the connections. Okay, so I will be removing these for now because I don't need them. Just a second. I'm digging this, honestly. It's pretty cool. So now I want to scroll to the top. So scroll top function data, config. Now let's see what it suggests. Okay. So it says falling to top, and yep, it studied the previous code and it has suggested me a code that can scroll to the top. So now what we can do is we can inspect whether we have got the data or not. So I'm just going to write this much.
You do have a question. It might be because of the delay in the video. Maybe you've done it already. I was looking at the chat, so I might have missed it. So Siddharth asks, have you closed the set timeout? Or is Y not needed?
Yep, I have closed it.
Yeah, there is a delay between kind of the video, getting the messages, so you might have taken care of it already. So just thought I would check.
Okay, no worries. So it's expecting somewhere a comma. We will look into it later. Okay. So let's see what it's going to suggest in this function. Okay, so I want the total number of rows. So why is it suggesting me regex function? Okay, so that's a bit inaccurate. So what I will do is I will write down a few lines of code myself, and then we will see what Copilot suggests. Total rows is equal to this dot total rows. Okay, so yeah, this is a correct prediction. So see, now it's adjusting the suggestions, and yeah, you can see that it's giving us accurate suggestions. So I'm gonna wait a bit as to what it's going to suggest. Okay, so if I have got the current row, it's going to display the info of the current row. And if my current row is equal to total number of rows, that means you have scrolled down to the bottom. Yeah, this is what you wanted, but it's predicting that like it's implementing this the same function in a different manner. So now we want to compile. So I think we have built enough functions using Copilot. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to just copy paste the rest of the code. And then we are going to use it.
Oh, your screen's gone black again.
Just a second.
While you're figuring that out, I'm just going to let everyone know on LinkedIn, why don't you come over to YouTube? I will be ending the LinkedIn live stream in a moment. So come over to YouTube. I did share the YouTube link in the chat. And we will see you all on YouTube. Therefore, you can join the conversation with everybody else.
Just a second. Let me know once it's visible.
Okay, yeah, I think it's come through now.
Okay. Great. So what I will be doing is just a second. So I will be searching for Google recruiters, since I want to, send connection requests to recruiters at Google. So I'm going to search for more results. And what I'm going to do is now I'm going to open my developer console. So it's opening now. And I'm going to clear this out. And then I'm going to paste this script and hit enter. So as you can see, I'm getting this little console log that, hey, that the script is being initialized on the page. And just a disclaimer here, I'm doing all of this just for demo. But please don't, make this using the script a habit, because, you have to send genuine requests to the recruiters and to the people you're connecting with on LinkedIn. It's always a good idea to make genuine connections. So yeah. Just a second. Oh my God.
We have some questions in a bit as well. So we do have some general questions, not just about the demo, but about Copilot. So we'll see the demo and then we'll bring up those questions and have a look.
Okay. So as you can see here in the console. Okay, so now it says that 5 connect buttons are found, and it's giving me some error, like cannot set property value of none. Okay, so it's giving some sort of an error. Let's see if it's, sending the request. I'm going to try this again. It's a bit awkward, getting errors on a live coding stream, but yeah, we all have been there.
It wouldn't be like if there weren't any errors, people wouldn't believe it was live. So I think it's good to leave those in. And if you need a moment to fix those, I can bring up some of the questions and the rest of us can discuss some of those if you need a moment.
So actually, I think what's happening is that it's sending one request at a time, and then it is throwing some sort of an error. So yeah, I mean, that's okay. So now it says that invite sent to 1 out of 4. That's what it is saying. And slowly like that, it will send requests to all the other people. And when all the requests have been sent, so yeah, I'm going to keep it cat. See, it's giving me the name that, hey, Shiksha. Oh, okay. I did not mean that to happen. And please don't set this node variable to true. I think I've set that to true. That's why it's happening. Oh yeah, it's true. Okay, my bad. I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't promise. Just stop the script. Cancel. Yeah, so as you can see, it's sending. It has sent to 3 people. Now it's sending to 4. It's going to send to 4 people. And okay.
Yeah, people don't do this at home. Send non-scripted requests. This is just a demo from Shreya.
Yeah. So what I want to really show is what happens when the connection requests on a particular page are over. So see, now it's loading the next page on its own, and so it has initialized the script, and it's going to throw some errors. In the, yeah, and it has found 6 connect buttons, so it's the same all over again. So I'm just going to stop this script now. So I'm going to stop doing that.
Awesome. Okay, so that was really good. It was great to see, how it auto-generated a lot of the code, gave you some suggestions. It didn't give suggestions so much on the console log, which is quite good because we shouldn't have console logs in production code. So yeah, that was quite interesting. So let me try and bring up some of the questions. I'm going to scroll up through the chat. Thank you so much, Shreya, for that demo. Let me see if I've missed some of the questions in the chat because I can't scroll so far up. Please do rewrite the questions in the chat. Don't worry, I won't think you're spamming. So some of the questions were, let's have a look. Do feel free to write them again in the chat. So we have some interesting things. Here we go. Here's a question from Kunal. This is a debatable question, but do you think this or other similar tools can change traditional programming? That's quite an interesting one. I've got some thoughts on this, but I'm going to let, as Shreya did the demo, I'm going to let Shreya go first, and then we'll go to the others as well.
So what I feel is that, I'm sorry, am I on mute? Okay,
no, we can hear you. It's all is good.
Okay, great. So in my opinion, we are software engineers. We are not just writing the code. We are testing it out. We are, thinking of the product, like what features we need to add into it, how we can modify it, what are the problems that we need to solve, and how can we scale the product. So there are a lot of things that developers do. And honestly, if we are going to stick to the traditional methods, the traditional programming method, I feel that the part where we are, thinking about the product, that is being affected, because the time that we're spending on the code, on the implementation part, that's consuming that time. And imagine, like, if we are if we can speed up our implementation process, wouldn't it benefit the product and as well as to the users for which we are making this product? Because essentially what we are doing is we are building it, right? Code is merely the implementation part. The idea is to first design the product, to see what kind of problems it is solving. And implementation is going to take a very short amount of time. So if we can, reduce that time even further, I think it will be a very, useful to the developers, and it will also make their lives very easy. So yeah, that's my take.
I think that's good, and because I think Flynn here says it's the downfall of software development as a profession. I don't see it that way. Sorry, Nish, I kind of jumped in here. But I'm going to come back to you in 2 seconds. I don't see it as that, because I see it like power steering, as in the car, right? When it came out, wasn't going to replace the driver from turning the steering wheel. It's just going to make it easier and more efficient for the driver to turn the steering wheel. So I see this as kind of development assisted steering, if that's the right word. So I really don't think that. Nish, what do you think?
I agree with both you and Shreya. So basically, there are two schools of people who are using VS Code for development. So basically, Copilot is a VS Code extension, right? It's not a compulsion that you have to use it every time. And I see in the comments as well that when you are learning, it's not good to use AI, and I completely agree with that. So if you're learning and experimenting with new programming languages on VS Code, then you can disable this extension. While if you're writing code for your software development job or your client projects, it is similar. So basically, if you are using TypeScript, Python, no matter what language you're using, at some point of the day, you always come across some pauses or some stops where you have to go and do Google search or go and explore Stack Overflow, GitHub, whatnot. And GitHub Copilot is bringing that to your VS Code directly. It is giving you suggestions. And I think in Shreya's demo, there were multiple portions where she said that this is an irrelevant suggestion. I won't be using that. So Copilot is for people who know what they want to build, right? You should not use the suggestion blindly. You should know what this suggestion would do and test it out. So I think Copilot is a great tool, and it's a good to have. And if you are learning, then you should definitely you can disable it as well.
Yeah, I think it's because, it's like we've got low code and no code solutions. They're not going to replace developers. They're just another way to get to the problem we're trying to solve, and they have limitations. So again, it's going to take us so far. So for example, the Eddie Hub website is built with a low code solution, but that allows my team to make fast changes. But there is only so much that they can do. Eventually, a developer has to come in and develop things. If they use something like Copilot to help, great. If they don't, they don't. I still don't see it replacing us at all. I think I definitely see it as help. I see that Panda agrees, beneficial for experienced programmers. I mean, when I was playing with Copilot with automated tests, it was actually helping me write the automated test, which I think is interesting. We'll do a demo in a bit later on towards the end of automated testing as well. I can show that. Licensing. I don't think it'll predict proprietary code because it'll only be able to scan open source code. So I don't think that would be an issue. But you're right, if it's who's accountable? The developer, because when you commit it, you're going to commit it as yourself, right? So when you go, this is a terrible example, so I'm not going to give that one. I was going to give like a weapons example. Well, that's terrible. But when you kind of go to the shop to buy I don't know, a knife to cook dinner with, yes, some people might do something bad with that, but it's not the shop's fault. For the sole purpose of that is to help the person with cooking. And I think it's the same with this. If it sends some code that is bad, insecure, or shouldn't be used, it's not the tool's fault. The tool is just giving a suggestion. It's up to the developer to check it and do their due diligence. Like your optimism. We're all optimistic here. So we're all open source people. We're all optimistic. So yeah, awesome.
I think that, I'm so sorry to interrupt.
No, please carry on.
I think that Copilot is going to basically lower the barriers of the tech world. So normally, if you are going to be a developer, you need to put a lot of effort into building your skills, and you need to spend years and years on a particular technology or in a particular domain to gain expertise, and then you are able to get a job. What I feel is that Copilot is going to enter the doors for a lot of people. Even let's say my mother, who is completely who has used a computer probably in her 40s, so even she will be able to build something, and I think that's great because it is empowering people to build more stuff, and it's basically encouraging them to enter into the tech world, which I think it's really needful at this hour because in this scenario everyone is going virtual. So I feel that having some basic tech skills is going to be a necessity, irrespective of whichever field you are in.
I just saw one comment here. This one made me laugh so much. Not the question, but my answer. Sorry, let me clarify. Will Copilot scan all of our code, even the company kind of proprietary private code? I don't think it will, and if I had the choice, I would tell it not to, not because of the licensing and security issues, but because private code is usually shit. Like seriously, because people know no one can see it, so they naturally just write crappier code. I'll fix that later, and that later never comes. So I would rather have it only look at open source code, which is what I think it does. But if I had the choice, I wanted to look at good code to make good suggestions, not to make bad suggestions. So I think we're safe there. So that's why it made me laugh. I don't want private code. You're welcome for answering, no problem. It's great to get everyone. I think I've missed some questions. Please, everyone, please feel free to write it in the chat. Right, we've been going for 40 minutes. I'm keen to look at Nish's example. It's going to be in Python, and then we're going to look at potentially one of Nick's projects or one of your projects in the chat. We'll figure something out afterwards. But let's, Nish, do a Python example. Over to you, Nish.
I hope my screen is visible.
Let me bring it up. All is good. Yes.
Awesome. So I'll be doing Python, and by the looks of the comments I have seen on the YouTube channel, I guess people are more TypeScript fan here. But I'll try to demonstrate why Python is also good and has its own usage. So I'll be implementing a Twitter Developer API, and it will basically fetch some hashtags that I'll specifically mention to it. And hopefully the Copilot would build the same code in a very quick manner. I think I can do it within a minute, but I'll try to explain and take it whatever time that it would require. So I'll select the language. It's Python basically.
Nishkarsh, just suggestion. Could you just zoom in because the text size is too small?
So thanks for doing that. Is it fine now? Should I do it less? Is it fine now?
That's fine. Yeah, that's.
Thank you, Shreya. So basically, to use the Twitter developer API, you'll have to go to their website and create application. It will give you four keys that are the API keys: API secret, your access token, and secret access token. And it's a standard practice to do not hard code them in your code. So I've saved them as my environment variables already, and I'll be fetching them in my code. And if you're using Python to interact with the Twitter Developer API, you'll have to import a library called tweepy. So let's do that. And I'll create a class directly. I'll come to the usage of OS later. If you can see the left-hand side code as well, there's no requirement of an init function. Write a self, and I'll wait for 2 seconds. And you can see the suggestions here. So I did not write even a comment to tell GitHub Copilot what I'm trying to build. I just imported a library and created a good name of what I'm going to do. And it already gave me suggestions of importing the keys, different keys. So I'll say consumer key. I will press tab for the consumer secret, an access token, the secret access token. And I'm just tabbing. I'm not even writing the code right now. Then it will ask for authorization to the Twitter Developer API. Then it will set the access token correctly, create a client, and you can directly return the search, but I won't do that. I'll save it into a variable. So let's get a variable and call tweepy.api and sorry, API dot, my bad. I'll be doing a search, and since we are learning about GitHub Copilot, I'll be searching tweets regarding GitHub Copilot. And once I have received all the tweets, it will be returned as a list. So I'll have to read them one by one. And for that, I'll go for, I guess API would be not a right keyword. Let's say tweets, for tweet in tweets. That will, a for loop would run over the entire list and print all the tweet one by one in different lines. And since we created a class and a function is inside it, we have to initialize an object first. And then call this function, and it gave me a session again. So there is one issue. As I said, I have stored my credentials as my environment variables, and these are just plain strings. So this code will definitely not work. So to read the environment variables in Python, you will have to use the OS library. So I'm going to use import OS and replace these secret from my environment. So to fetch that is os.environ.get. And I'll quickly run through these.
While you're doing those, this is me learning Python, so I think Copilot's definitely going to help to see how it, auto-completed things really quickly. It's also good to know that it isn't perfect if you are using environment variables that didn't pick up on those. But I think it will get smarter and smarter as more people use it, it's obviously going to learn these things. So being, so early on, it's already being so powerful. I think it's super interesting.
Correct. So that's the beauty of it. So as I already mentioned, you'll have to be someone who is experienced to understand what are the different changes above this suggestions that the Copilot application is making for you. And I think everything is fine now. This code should work, and I should get all the tweets with the hashtag GitHub Copilot. So let's fire this script away. And for some reason, I could not get authenticated. Might be I have used some wrong keywords here for my environment variables. I'll open my.
Just don't show your private keys.
No, I won't. Don't worry.
I've made that mistake before by accident. It showed up for like 1 second. I was like, I gotta, reset all my keys again.
So I'll just basically copy them from here, I guess. That should work. I must have used the wrong keyword for the keys. If I run it again, should I get these things? Oh yes, I get all the tweets, and I'll close this so that we can see it as well. So reset it and fire this script again. Is it visible to you guys?
Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah.
So we see some tweets, not all the tweets, basically. I guess it would be the first top 10 or something. And I wrote this code without even seeing the documentation or something, just kept on tabbing hashtags and just imported the environment variables. So that's how good it is.
I think that's so good. I think that's so interesting. You've given me an idea. I'm going to pick a framework or library I've never used before, and I'm going to do a live stream and try and build something with it without looking at the documentation, just by using Copilot. It's a good idea, so thank you.
Sure. I would love to be a part of it. If not as a guest, I would definitely be an audience, because that would be an amazing experience. I quickly want to show another file that I've created. So basically, once again, I'm going to stop this. So another code that I have written in Python here is AWS Comprehend. So for those people who are unaware about AWS Comprehend, it's a service created by Amazon where you can send in a text and it will return its sentiment along with its score. So there are 3 classes of your sentiments. That is the text that you are giving. It is either a positive statement or either a negative statement or as a neutral sentiment. And it will give a sentiment score as well. And to work around that in Python, you will have to work with the Boto3 library. That is the main SDK for AWS. And once again, I've stored the environment variables locally. So I'll quickly run through this code by with the help of GitHub Copilot without even explaining, because it's pretty much self-explanatory. So I'm just going to go import Boto3. I'm not going to create a class or a function now. I'll just be writing a free code. And let's say, no, do not create a S3 client. Import my AWS credentials from environment variables. Would it do it for me? Okay. So basically, it did. AWS secret access key. It's not doing it for secret access key, I guess. I'll have to import it myself. Okay, I tabbed it. Once you import your credentials, you create a client, create an AWS Comprehend client with credentials. And if you are using the Boto3 SDK locally, you'll, apart from the credentials, you'll also have to specify the region where you are going to use this code. So I'll also add a comment and set the region. And I think it should give me some suggestions. I quickly press Command Enter to see all the top 10 suggestions that it will synthesize. So here it does it. You can see, you can copy this directly. I click on accept solution, and basically I'll have to write this like this. AWS, yeah, the case are matching. I'll just do it in my region, that is AP South 1. Once you have created a client, sorry, VS Code tells me I have not imported OS. Let's do that. Once you have created a client, the next thing would be just to call this AWS Comprehend service with the text. So I'll write a comment that we have to detect sentiment with AWS Comprehend and store it in a variable called response. And it already gave me the function that I have to call, that is detect sentiment. I'll add a text. I love GitHub Copilot. And I'll add a language, English USA. And I think that would work. So I'll just print the response. And hopefully this code would work. Let's try to execute it. Okay. So I somehow forgot the arguments, what those would be. So basically I'll tap here and search for the suggestion that Copilot would give me. And it says I have to keep T as capital and language should be language code. So thanks Copilot for the suggestion. I'll replace them quickly. And hopefully this would work now. Okay. So the language is also not correct. I hope EN would work directly. Yeah, that worked, but I'll reset it and fire it again. And there you go. It says that the text that I sent in, that is I love GitHub Copilot, is a positive statement, and it has a sentiment score that is positive for this percentage, negative for a very smaller percentage, and it is somewhat neutral. So that's it from my side. Any questions, Eddie?
I think it's awesome to see it work in different languages. I think it's really, really interesting. We've had some great conversations in the chat. I think the more and more we see different examples, we get to see the pros and cons of it. I think it's going to be, yeah, super, super interesting. I know Nick got access this morning, Nick's time, which was about like an hour ago. So I know Nick's probably already playing with it too. Nick, how is it going? Have you got anything you want to demo? I'd love to see it, see what you're playing with.
I mean, I'm just working on this refactor of Becca's entire code base. So it's not exactly a small project, but the AI is starting to pick up how I write this code.
Okay.
Let's see if I can share this, share that, share the whole thing, minimize that.
While Nick's doing that, everyone, don't forget to give the video a thumbs up. Loving the chat in the loving the chat in the chat. I'll try to bring some up on screen. I've missed some questions. We will get to them, so do ask them again shortly. We will get to them, but very, very interesting. So yeah.
Okay,
really,
good.
really cool.
You can see me now.
We can see your screen. We can't see you though.
That's okay. You can see my screen. That's the important bit. The code is
We
important.
want to see your T-shirt. No, that's cool. Yeah, you're right. Code first. No, collaboration first. Code second. Camera third. Okay, we'll do it that way. I don't know if you can make it slightly bigger, the text. It might be hard on mobile devices. Awesome.
Okay. See, that suggestion doesn't work.
And for people watching, let me explain a bit more about Copilot suggestions maybe. And so what it does is it makes a suggestion and in gray as you saw it, but then you can, as you see it now, but then you can use a shortcut to tab through other suggestions, so you can get different suggestions, and then you kind of literally press tab and it accepts it. So that's the way it works. So what you see in gray, there are many more solutions. Sometimes the second or third one is more preferable.
It's getting there. Okay, why is my...
Oh yeah, Alex did say increase the font size. Hopefully that helps.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Yeah, Nick
More
did
font
do
size?
that, so hopefully that's better. I don't know if people want it. And I got to agree with Jonathan. Jonathan says, how are you coding with this the transparency so high? I do agree. But Nick is a machine. You should see Nick's GitHub account. I did share it in the chat, and it's in the description below. You should see it. Nick's a machine.
Leave and then return. Says true. That works because I didn't send anything before anyway. Look at that. It's starting to get my my code.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but it's still not visible, to be honest.
Yeah, your 10K resolution screen probably is maybe a bit too high. It's okay for me on my big 5K screen, but I guess anyone on a laptop might struggle a bit with it as well.
I was going to say, I don't know how much.
You might have to press plus a few more times. And Kunal asks, what theme are you using? Probably the Nick theme, I'm guessing.
Oh, let's see. Noctis.
Got you. Everything purple.
Okay.
So let's see. Back to TypeScript. Yes. Sorry, Karuna and Alex. So
Name.
level. Okay, that looked good. That auto-completed.
Does not pick up the description.
Great to see Nish and Shreya in the chat as well. So first impressions, Nick, out of 10, what do you think?
The one thing I'm really not happy about is that it breaks the auto-closing brackets feature.
It does. There is a bug that's been raised. I did see that in the GitHub chat.
Yeah, I saw that there was a discussion on that.
And also, I know that I have not used HTML in the demo, but when I was using it earlier in one of my projects, it started giving me PHP suggestions. I don't know why. Yeah. I mean, it was pretty surprising. And at one time, when I was using Bootstrap in my Angular project, it gave me material suggestions.
Interesting.
Yeah. And also, I've noticed this one thing, that if you change even one word in the comment section, the kind of predictions that Copilot gives, it changes drastically. And I would love to, share some examples. I have posted all of this in the Copilot discussions on GitHub. So what happened was that when I tried to use the Open Copilot for getting all the suggestions, the Copilot got stuck. Like literally for 30 minutes, it was stuck on that part, and it did not give me any suggestions. So I just removed one single word, and then after that, I got the suggestions again. So these are pretty weird things that are happening with Copilot. I think with experimentation, we will be able to get a better idea of how we have to work with it.
And I think some people are saying Nick's example is quite complicated. So while Nick's doing this, and really appreciate Nick giving us this demo, off the cuff, he hasn't planned this. This is actually for real and unplanned, which is what I love. I always love starting off with some planned things and then getting more into the authentic side. It might work, it might not. But what would you all like us to try in the chat? I could try and do something from scratch. I did do a video on my YouTube channel, which hopefully you've all subscribed to, using Express.js, create an API with Copilot, and it was just really easy and straightforward. And I also used Nest.js to add some tests and so forth. And again, Copilot really helps suggest with that too. But what would you all like us to try now after Nick's example? We can try something. What about creating, I don't know, I haven't done a React project in like years. I wouldn't know where to start. We could see how it works with maybe the not RxJS, JSX or something like that. I know lots of React fans. I know I have JavaScript or Node installed. I'm sure there's some Python people that would like me to try like a Django API or something, but I wouldn't know where to start. I think I have Python installed, but I wouldn't know where to start. So let us know what you would like us to try, and we could just literally try. We could contribute to one of your projects as well as an option too. If you have a good first issue, then we could also maybe try one of those and see what Copilot suggests as well. So we have a few options, and I really want to give a few things a try, and we've got some awesome people in the chat, and we've got awesome people up here on stage with us. So between us, we will figure it out and see what works. I did see Mandy says that was quite hard. What else can we try? So Mandy, any suggestions, let us know. We will give it a go. Jonathan, would you like to try some C++ and R? I don't think my brain...
On this note, on C++ note, I was thinking that maybe we could, try that famous invert binary tree code and see if it gives us some suggestions or not.
Okay, I'm probably, my brain is too fried for that, I think, already, unless you would give it a go. We've got Alex suggesting Django. Yes, maybe I'll try something a little bit easier, but we've got some Python people, we have Nish, who's a Python person, so I could try. Let me see, do I have Python installed? Sorry, Nick, you talk also about what you're doing. I'm kind of interrupting.
Oh, you're fine.
No, I've just broken my terminal trying to run Python. I don't know what happened there.
Oh, look at that. See, it did suggest, it recognized my data structure and suggested the comparison I wanted. So
nice.
it does sometimes get things correct.
Karuna suggests Julia. I think one of the contributors to Julia wants to come on my live stream, so we could do that separately. But I think because Julia's not so popular, the Copilot wouldn't have been trained so much on it. So yeah, I think that wouldn't be so great.
I think we are getting a lot of requests for Django. I've not used it before. I've used Flask, but not Django.
I haven't used either. So, and I'm trying to see if I've got Python installed on my computer, because Mac does come with Python, but when I type Python version, it just blows up with all these errors. So it's probably not a good one for me to try. I could maybe try, I don't know, React kind of Hello World or something and see how it does. And I wouldn't know where to start. So I could bring up documentation. I could do the getting started, like create the React app and try and do something and see what it suggests. I meant to come on to Discord early. I think it was Kawalia might have suggested, and to see if it works with live code share. I didn't do that, so I'm really sorry. I completely forgot.
Oh, that would be interesting.
But I don't think it will, because no plugins do work with live code share. Even the IntelliSense, like the autocomplete, that doesn't work either. So I really don't think it would work. Or it might show for the person who's hosting it, but it's not going to show for the guest, I don't think.
Hey, I was thinking that maybe we could, work on some open source project using Copilot and see if, what we can contribute and, how we can, improve our development time. I would love to demonstrate that if you have got some suggestions.
What was that? Sorry, I missed that.
So I'm saying that if in the chat box, if anyone could suggest us any open source projects that they would like us to, try on using Copilot, I think it will be a great idea to see how much of our development time is, getting reduced. It will be a nice experimentation.
That's true. We can pick someone's project. So if people in the chat share your projects and give a little one line of what it's about. But don't share their GitHub URL because it will the bot will remove it. Just share your username / basically everything after the .com, and we can get it. So Mikey, thank you so much for suggesting. My volume was a bit low. Hopefully it's a bit louder now. I can also speak louder, but I can also crank it up if I need to. Let's see what projects we have as suggestions. I can always clone it locally and give it a go. So I know Karuna has a chatbot. People are asking for Java. I think Java would work well. XML, I think, would work fine. I think, Nish, you said it's not working for YAML yet. Is that correct?
Yes, so I was trying to create a GitHub Actions with Copilot in the morning, but somehow I was not getting suggestions. So I don't think it's onboarded yet, but hopefully it will get in sometime soon.
Okay. Koalia suggesting Stargate, Eddie Bot or Stargate. Yeah, we could do Eddie Bot, or Carl saying Eddie Bot. Okay, so we've got a lot of Eddie Bot stuff. Ison says HTML. HTML, I'd be interested. We could, let's give it a go. Let's do a few. So, okay.
Go for it.
I'm going to share my screen and you're all going to have to help me because, I'm not very good at coding. So let's have a look. Let me share my screen. I have 101 screens, but look at this background. I got it ready. There we go. So that's a good start. Your AI pair programming. Okay, so let me bring up terminal. And with terminal, I'm going to go to my downloads directory, go to repos. If I go to make this bigger, Eddie, because that's obviously going to be very small. My mistake, everyone. My apologies. Let me bring this up. Hopefully that's big enough now.
It is.
Cool. And Mikey says, don't say Stargate. I missed that show. Let's have a look. Okay, so if we go in Eddie Hub, the projects we have Eddie Bot. Let's do a HTML one to start off with, quite simple, and then we will pick another example. So we do have, I think, in the Eddie Hub community, we do have. Let me see. In the website, we do have like a holding HTML page. So let me just open that and see. So if I clone this, let me make this bigger as well. So if I do a git clone, no one look at my password. It is password 123. There we go. So I'm cloning that now. And why is that so big? Probably had some binaries in there in the history or something. Wow, that is long. Oh no, Alex wrote my password on the screen. Alex, promise you to keep that a secret. Yes, we can pick up some portfolio ones, that's true. Maybe that's better than this one. It's almost done. HTML CSS tutorials by Alex. Okay, and we've also got Koalia, find me a resource. Are they Markdown or are they HTML? We can have a look at those and see. Let me just quickly try this one. I can't even remember what it looks like. So this was the website, which we moved to low code solution. So it's very, very simple. So let's have a look. So open VS Code. And let's just open index. I think it is just a redirect. So let's make this bigger. If I remove this now. So what should we do, right? Is this HTML? All we've got is a redirect in it and a link if the redirect doesn't work. So what should we do? Let me see. It suggested closing the body. That's not a very good suggestion. That's a terrible suggestion because we've already got a closing body. Okay, we can go to the next one. So let's click on next. Hopefully you all can see that. Next, there's nothing next. That's not a very good suggestion, and there's no next and there's no previous. I don't want to accept.
Maybe you can try creating a div and then using CSS. You can maybe create a border or a background color and then see what kind of suggestion it's giving.
Let's try. So do an inline style, border. Okay, it's not liking HTML and CSS so much. I haven't checked the docs, so it might not be working in this.
Eddie, can you try command and control plus enter to see all the possible solutions that is given?
Sorry, say that again.
Control enter on Mac.
Where? Anywhere I want. Control enter.
Right. It will give you the top 10
solutions.
Yeah.
I see. You know when someone's been using it for a while. Okay, so these are some suggestions. Okay. Wow.
And then watch out for the PHP suggestions.
They're obviously going to supercharge your HTML. Okay, interesting. Right. So if I delete that and start again, let me see. I'm still not liking its HTML suggestions. Saying close the body, no thank you. Close the body in HTML, no thank you. Please update your bookmarks. Maybe not a good example. Okay. Anything in the chat? People would say a JavaScript tag. Okay, so we can put a JavaScript tag in there. So let's try that. I think that might be better than the suggestion it was having there. We could do a script tag. Let's have a look. Set timeout function. Looks a bit
Eddie,
better.
one suggestion. I think it's a good idea that you put the script tags after body. No, just above the body. Because, when you are loading the HTML, the dog manipulation happens.
You were right. I wasn't going for the performance, but you're right. Let's do it properly. Okay, so here's some suggestions. It's suggesting a redirect. So I haven't got, I suppose, much context in the page. It's just giving a redirect after 1 second. Not a lot of.
Can we try writing a comment to help?
Oh yes, good idea. Let's try and do that. Generate. Oh, we're in JavaScript. Generate a random number. You're right. Forget about the comments. Let's see what it suggests. It's got location hash ran. Oh, it has got the rand above it. Okay. So we could do that. It looks like it would work. Between 1 and 10. Okay, that's a bit more context. It's okay. I'm guessing it's used to separate files.
I'm lacking the suggestion. The top one. Or can you go a bit top?
Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry. The first one.
No. A bit below.
This one.
The fourth one, I think.
2, 3.
Yeah. The fourth one.
4.
I think it's more precise.
Okay, so we've done that. Okay. So next, let's see. Generate a number between 1 and 5. No, we said a random number, so we'll cycle through that. No, these are all now comments. I don't want comments. We want to call the function. I'm hoping it automatically calls the function. No suggestions on that. Oh, here we go. Random number.
So I'm so sorry to interrupt, but we are getting a lot of requests for generating a NASA hacker.
No, Koalia. We're not hacking NASA with HTML. That'd be pretty impressive. I have seen it in some of the hacker movies. They do seem to say, hey, let me create this form. And then they hack the CIA or NASA with a HTML form. That's really impressive. I'm not that good. But we do have some suggestions. I have missed some of the suggestions in the chat, so apologies. Let me do a console log. But thank you very much for keeping an eye on the chat. I've done console log, and now it has suggested random number. If I hit tab, that has done that. So it's getting a bit better. I guess the page is so empty, it doesn't have much context to it.
It requires context.
So maybe that's a bad example. So let me ditch all this and let's go to another example. Let's pick someone else's project, I think. So we had some project suggestions in the chat. So let me have a look. I can also show people some people suggested EddieBot, so we can have a quick look at that. I don't know what changes we're going to make for that, but let's have a look. Let me go back to the main branch and just do a pull, make sure we're up to date. I did see some work get done on that by the community today. Let's have a look and open that. This will have a lot more context with the project. It is done with Nest.js. So anyone got any ideas of what we can do? We do have the version I've done recently to put in the version and so on. Hopefully this has a lot more context. I wonder what suggestions if I just try and add a new service, get local. That would make sense. We don't need that because we do have that in the controller. Over here we already have the local in here, so we could move that this part to a get local. So that would actually make sense. I think that does make sense. What suggestions do we have in the chat? Let's have a look. Use comments to build a form on HTML. Oh, I closed the HTML already. My bad. I did miss that. But that is an interesting idea. But again, I think you would need more context. I think you have to start building up the page so it would know what it was.
Let's try to do it from the scratch. If you don't mind, we can try to do it from the scratch. We can start with comments. We are trying to create a HTML form.
Okay, so let's try it. So let me go back to the other project. From completely from scratch or?
Completely from scratch. Let's test how Copilot performs with HTML.
Yeah.
Okay, so I've got this one. I'm just gonna even the what do you call it? Let's see how it does with the doc blocks. Not doc blocks. The split right. Okay. Select a language to get started or start typing. Dismiss or show. Okay, so we can save this maybe, and we will save it to the project, and we will say test.html. So we know that it's HTML. And let's see, does it autocomplete? Oh, that's obviously my VS Code. Okay, suggested opening HTML. I will take that. Thank you. It's just opening head. Yes, we'll accept that. Suggests the char set. I think that, I didn't accept it. I do want to accept that. That's good. Suggest the title. Okay, that's good. Okay, I'm more impressed now with the HTML. Ooh, it's suggesting a style sheet file. I love that. Okay. That's pretty good. What do people think?
Eddie, have you written a single line of code yet in this file, or are you just tabbing?
I'm just tabbing. I've written nothing yet, so I'm loving this. I want to take that. Close the head. Oh, I meant to say yes to that. My bad. I want to close the head. Now it's just I'm just tabbing. That's all I'm doing. Okay. Now it's come up with a header, which is great, right? You need a H1 for your page. Now it's suggesting a P for a paragraph. This is test web page. That's the only thing I've written so far. Now it's automatically suggesting to close the P, so tab. Close the body. No, we've already got that, so let's not do that. So someone suggested a form. Please, let me do a P tag. Please fill in the form below with your contact details. Let's see if it's smart enough. Contact details. Right. Oh yeah, look at that. It has created the form.
Wow.
Okay. So
now it's giving PHP.
I'm going to remove the action because we don't need that at the moment. Label name. I guess it's getting from a contact form. That's why it's suggesting we can try a different form in a bit, like enter your favorite movie or something like that. Okay, label. I'm liking that. I think we should get rid of this page on the other side. So it's got label. It's got the input for name. It's matching up the ID and the name with the label for. Okay, that's looking good. Label for email. Like I haven't typed anything yet. Phone number.
That's the fun part.
Like message. Yes, it's a contact form. So let's include a message. I like that. And then you need to send it. And then you need to end the form. So we got a form without actually typing anything. I mean, that's like Lorem Ipsum to the next level. It's like Lorem Ipsum for code, I think, as I just stole that idea. I stole that idea from Alex. It is very, very fast.
We can try some CSS styling here.
Sorry, some styling. Okay, let's try that. So we did create as a style sheet. So let me save this. Yeah. Oh, no, not save that. Let me save this. And let me open a style sheet file. Style.css even. Okay, so it's linking to that. What should we style the form? Let's see. Can we go form? Okay, it's got a family. It's got font size. I'll take that. Font weight. We'll take that. Hasn't got any form specific stuff yet.
Copilot should be our AI partner, not our back carrier. It's basically carrying us in this demonstration.
And honestly, Eddie, I would like to just tell you one thing that
yes,
it doesn't know when to stop. It can keep giving on and on suggestions. So as you can see, you need to stop somewhere.
That's true. Okay. Yes, we'll do that. Let me just catch up with the chat and see. Jonathan, you're right. Let's try some REST calls in a moment. That's a really, really good idea. I've got a perfect example I could do for that. Carl, I missed this. My apologies. What would you consider coding as something skill-based if potentially anybody who've never coded before but could build the same thing as you. I still think they need to kind of review it. So I think it's never going to replace the developer. I still think you need that. I think it just helps us get fast. I don't know what Nish and Shreya and Nick, what your thoughts are.
I guess we've already commented on this, but just for Cal, I guess it is once again helping us become faster because we know what we are creating. Eddie right now is creating a HTML form, but he has the context, and based on the suggestions, he's just tabbing if it's required, and he can remove the part of the code which is not required or is invalid suggestion. So for once again for learning, I don't expect you should use this extension. You should always try to learn things from the scratch and do it yourself rather than with the help of AI. But if you are doing it for your job, or if you're trying to get a job done quickly, GitHub Copilot is your go-to thing.
I would say that it's a lot like looking up answers on Stack Overflow. You can find the answer. You can find an answer to your question, and you can find that Copilot will suggest a solution to what it thinks you're trying to do. But unless you have the fundamental understanding of programming and of the language that you're using, you won't be able to understand that solution, which means you won't be able to assess whether that solution is the right approach for the problem at hand. And ultimately, software developers are not paid to write code. We are paid to solve problems. And if this makes writing code faster, that's great. That's fun. That means I'm spending less time bashing my head on the keyboard, but it does not solve the problems for us. You have to have that fundamental problem solving ability to succeed. And AI is nowhere near powerful enough to be able to fill that role. So I definitely think that our job security is still in place, and we're still very much necessary.
Exactly. I think that's very well said. Thank you, Nick. Right. I want to take another example. I think it's quite a good one. I'm going to take this example from Jonathan. So Jonathan, thanks for this example. I'm going to do it from scratch. I might need all of your help to do this because my memory is terrible, like a goldfish. But before I get started, everyone, don't forget to give the video a thumbs up, subscribe below if you haven't already. It really helps support the channel. And trust me, giving a video a thumbs up, it won't cost you a penny. Okay, what I want to do is I'm going to create a new repo, create a new folder called API REST call test. We're going to make an API with Express, and we're going to call the GitHub API within that and remap the data. See how much Copilot helps. So let's give that a go. So perfect. We're gonna make this Skynet. I should have called it Skynet for you. Let's have a look. So if we go into that folder, I'm going to open the project. You'll see it's completely empty. No files here at all. So let's initialize it as an npm project. So npm init. We're going to do y to initialize all the settings, and then let's create a new file, and we'll just call it index.js. And then we probably want to add Express. So we'll do npm, I can't write, npm install save. I think it's just Express. I can't remember. I want Copilot for my terminal as well.
Yeah.
So I've done that. So let's have a look. Let's see. I wonder if it's going to suggest anything already. There's no suggestions yet. So let me see. Import Express from Express.
Okay, so
not quite
it's suggesting the import line in the comment itself.
Yeah, what about require? I want to see kind of what it require Express. I want to see if it makes any suggestions on that. Okay, so maybe to keep it consistent, let me just bring up the Express.js, because it's what most people would have done. So I'll bring it up. What do they suggest in theirs? So okay, so they suggest hello world. I'm not going to do copy and paste hello world. I'm just going to use, they use require. I'm just going to copy that this top bit here, nothing else. So therefore it's got a bit of context, I think. So first up, It was suggesting
Sorry,
something.
Eddie, sorry for interrupting, but
Yes.
someone in the comments said try to create a code by just starting with a comment. So rather than even copying the first 3 lines, can you say hello world with Express and see if you get the correct?
Oh,
Yeah.
interesting. Okay, let's try that. Hello world with Express.js. I think it needs some context.
Mhm.
I can remove
I
the
think,
JS on Express.
I think at least needs the import statements.
That's what I was thinking. However, I've just done this. It wasn't coming up here in gray, but as I've done Control and Enter, it has come up with some suggestions. So let me accept the first one. I think that's going to work.
I don't think it has. Okay. Yeah, it's the basic Express function.
It is. Let me run it. Let's just check. Node index.
It's going to create a basic Node.js code.
And then let me bring up Chrome and let me just bring up in the browser.
Can I just say that it really bothers me that it's using var?
Yeah, I did notice that. I wasn't going to go into the details of that, but you're right. I guess it's what most people have used historically. So that's why it is using that one. But I do agree there's a bit.
This is why software engineers are still needed.
That's why I did this example.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Nick. Okay, so we've got this. I wonder if we can make a REST call to GitHub's API. So let's have a look what we can do.
Okay. I have an idea. So just comment REST. Like you have to what are you going to fetch?
Someone's GitHub profile.
Yeah. So just write fetch GitHub profiles from GitHub or something like that. Using GitHub API from GitHub API. Yeah.
From GitHub API. Even did it even complete the comment?
Yeah.
Okay. And send it to the client.
And in the comment section, it is going to basically walk you through the rest of the functionality in the comments.
I think it does do it. Here's an example. So it's not perfect, but it's requiring. So that needs to go further up. I don't think I'd put that in a function. Mm-hmm. So as Nick said, software engineers are still required. And then it's getting the client. Okay, I would probably move that further up too as well. And then it's saying, get the user. So let's get mine because I know my data so I can see if it's correct. And it's rendering the template. Okay, I don't think we want to render a template, but we could, where has it gone? It's going to be what do you call it? So we can move that actually. Let's do that.
Or maybe we can, get it as a console. Maybe we can print maybe the GitHub profiling.
Oh yeah, we can put it as a console. You're right. Let's just do a console log for now. Keep it simple. Let's see if it works. I think that's going to be the interesting part. Does it work or not? Okay, so is there a bracket there? That bracket shouldn't be there. There we go. So I think that looks like it will work if GitHub API. I haven't installed that actually, so we should probably save that as well. We definitely need that. So if I need to do npm install save, I need this library. See, again, engineers definitely required because otherwise someone wouldn't know why it's not working. So let's run it and see. Let's have a look. So node index. Oh, got an error. GitHub client is not a function. Okay, interesting. So the suggestion it gave us isn't correct. And again, without looking up the library, I wouldn't know. So I would have used something like Axios to go get the data. But I wonder if I can no, you can't click on it. There's no IntelliSense for that. I am missing the chat a lot. So apologies if people are reading out answers. I'm too eager, definitely.
A course on entering tabs.
Sorry, say that again.
Guy said we need a Copilot course on FCC. That is free code tab. So we have a course for entering tabs.
Yeah. So let's see. If I remove this, I wonder why that isn't working. So let me see. If I just remove that, does it make any suggestions on that? It just says client every time. Can I see what other suggestions it gives us? That's to pass in the secrets. But if you've got like an app, but we don't have one. So if you can pass in a token, it should be able to do a public one. Maybe it can't do a public one, but the error is not a function. So that's what was quite interesting. Let me bring up the docs for it and just try and save time. But again, as you see, it's not perfect. So we do need to check it and see. Unless the version has changed and it used to be a client, and then that's why it's suggesting it, because it used to be. I think when versions change and do breaking changes, this is where it's going to be interesting. Unauthenticated client, this is what we would want to do. Oh, so they do it this way. So it does look like it has changed. Yeah, they've done it that way. So interesting. It looks like they've changed that. So they're saying that should be GitHub. And then it's saying, rather than, where is it? This one. It was saying to do it as new GitHub, I think. I was only reading that very quickly. But hopefully that works. And then they were suggesting to use, you got a GIST example there, but get user. So how are they saying get user? Get the user, there was nothing specified. Who the credentials provided. And if you want to get a particular user, it's get user. What do we have here? We have clients.users. Okay, so let's change that to be get users. Let's have a look and see if it auto-completes. Get user. It does not. I think I'm using the right library. I do want to check. It is the one I installed. Yes, it is. So I don't know what everyone thinks in the chat and everyone on the live with me, if that will work. I think it does look like it's going to work. I did do a bit of a quick scan of their code. That's using a callback, which we should be able to use. If I delete that, we should be able to use an await, which will be much, much nicer. And we could say const user equals, and we can just put an async in front of that. I think that should work. What do we all think? And then if I console log the user. What do we think? Out of 10, how confident are we, everyone?
I'm not a huge experienced guy in JS, so I'll let Shreya answer that.
Okay,
I'm going to say
so
highest confidence.
Nick's always so positive. I love that. Okay, I'm about to hit enter. Go on. Shreya, what do you think?
I think that this should work, and it's been literally an year since I've worked on these async await functions. So fingers crossed.
Let's see. Okay, I've run it. We have no console log, so that is not promising at all.
You have to get it. You haven't.
I have to hit it.
Log is in the route.
Yes, I forgot it's in the router. Thank you. I'm glad Nick is awake because I'm not. So thank you, Nick. Okay. And we got some data, but it's not authenticated, which is correct. We might need to, that actually might not be the user. Let me just check the document with the, as you say, get user. Then it says, okay, and then you need to do something else after list style repos. Okay, so now we've got that object. We need to get something else. So let's do a dot. What should we get? What were the options? I was hoping it would autocomplete. Oh, it says name. Okay, I don't know if that would work. That's a bit boring. What else have we got? Let's cycle through that and see. I think it's, how do we cycle through it? Next is option and then right bracket. Why are you not, I don't think there's any more to cycle through. Okay, let me do my other trick, which is see what generates on the side. Name, login, name, what else have we got? Name, password, no, bank details, what? No, I'm joking, I didn't say that. So let's see. Name just sounds really boring. I want something, a list starred repos. I mean, in theory, that should work as well. So let's do
authentication for that.
That should be public, I would have thought. I would have thought that would be public.
I think for GitHub Auth, you need to first create an app in the developer. There's an option called developers in the settings. So there you first need to create an app. where the authentication details will be present, and you need to use that in your application so that you can access the GitHub APIs and fetch some data.
Yeah, if you want to go over the threshold of 60 requests per hour and so forth, that's important. But yeah, I don't think I want to go over that. I'm not going to get any private data, so I shouldn't need to authenticate with my token either. So I should be able to get some stuff.
If we were writing in TypeScript, we would know exactly what properties existed on that user.
That's very true. Okay, I'm just going to do name just to check it's working a bit more than before. Let's have a look. Refresh.
If you get undefined, yep, we're broken.
Okay, so no, that's interesting. Yeah, having not used this library before, I would have done like, let's try Axios, that's how you pronounce it, because then I'm just using the GitHub API without anything fancy on top. So let's try that. So I'm going to ditch that. And I'm going to ditch that again. So let me just, last example, then we'll pick something else out, I promise. So we'll see.
Eddie, if you want, I have some sample code for GitHub Auth that is using Axios and Express. I'm just going to check that, and if you want, you can maybe use it as a reference code.
Okay, thanks. Let's see how we can do it all from memory. We've got lots of smart people here, and I think we can try and figure this out. Let's have a look. So I wonder if we can go, if I go Axios, how is it going to autocomplete? Is it Axio? Is that correct? It should be Axios. That's correct. Okay, it told me to require it. That's nice. Let me install it as well. So npm install save Axios. Save that. Hopefully gives it a bit more context.
You need the save flag anymore?
I'm not sure. I can't remember.
I don't think you do. I think you need the save dev flag, but not the save flag. Got
you. You're probably right. So I could do a get. Is it just that simple? I can't even remember. Oh, there you go. Look, it's already auto-completed. API github.com users, and it's come up with an example and listing their repos. So I'm just going to change the user to mine because I'll know if it's correct or not. I wonder if I can just get the user without the repo. And that's going to be an await. So that's going to be const user. Okay, are we feeling more confident? Last time, was it about 6? Have we got like maybe an 8 on this one?
You know me, I'm always at a 10.
Yeah, I love that. Can always count on Nick to be positive. And if you noticed, let me delete that. I don't know if you all saw that. That was my mistake. I was going too fast. As I typed user, it automatically said user.data, which is correct. And I was going to forget that. And I was going to get the whole response object. But I don't want the whole response object. I just want the data from the API. So that has helped me already. Okay, I'm getting more of a fan. Definitely. Let me make the request. And that is correct. It has worked.
Yeah.
Look at that.
It's got my passwords. It's got the other details, and I can actually go.
And my credit card number.
And then my credit card number, my PIN number. But you can see the company, the blog, public repos, so all the public information. Followers 2,720. Why are you not all following me yet on GitHub? Do follow me.
Link in the description.
Link in the description below. That is brilliant. That made my day. That really made me laugh. But okay, I'm starting to like this a lot more. So Jonathan, thank you very much for the suggestion. That really, really helped. I really liked how we're able to do that. But I think it's being choosing the right one. And that's where I think the learning will help and where we get better. Alex, we sometimes get some dislikes because they want me to review people's projects. So, but when I review too many projects, I get dislikes. People want to see code. I can't please everybody. But I am a bit behind on my open source project review, so I do need to do that in. Okay, cool. So that has worked. Okay, any other ideas of what we'd like to try? How are we doing on time? We've been going for an hour and a half, so any of my guests, if you do need to go, feel free. I will stop shortly anyway, because it's my dinner time too. Kunal, no bank details, we're safe, we're good. That was a joke.
I think I'm pretty much enjoying this live stream. I mean, to be honest, we all have. This was a literally unplanned live stream. We all just, we were invited a few hours ago, and we are building all of this on the spot. So I'm like thrilled to be here. Like,
Thank you
Yeah.
so much. I really appreciate that. I have got one idea. I have actually got a really good idea. Okay, let's do this. I need your help with all of you for this, but I'll only do this if we get some more thumbs ups. And we've got 73. Let's get to 75. That should be easy. Just two more. But I've got an idea. What about customizing a GitHub repo? Sorry, not GitHub repo. Writing a README or customizing our GitHub profile. I was trying to think of two things at once. Let's see if it can write the README for us. If it gives a suggestion, because we all hate writing documentation. I wonder if it could write it, if it makes some suggestions maybe, or so if I, for example, let me go to one of our community projects. I really want to see. So let's go. I've got EddieBot cloned. I know that. Let me delete that project. We don't need the API test anymore. But if I go to this one, if I go to EddieBot, and if I open that, I haven't done it with Markdown, so I wonder if Markdown is going to work. And now I've got a bit excited about that idea. Might not be exciting for all of you, but
so I just heads up. You're
Yeah.
going to love it in Markdown. You just write one word, like just try to write Kubernetes, and the suggestions that you get, it's going to blow your mind. I'm guaranteeing
really?
this.
I'm
Yeah.
having a Kubernetes issue actually at the moment. We can't get the front end connect to the back end. So, that could be interesting. I wonder what. if it's
No.
suggestion-
I was talking about in Markdown. Like whenever you are writing about something, like
okay.
any topic. I'm not going to just tell that what's going to happen after that. I think it will be pretty surprising if you just check it out.
Okay, so in the README, remind me what you were saying. Sorry. So
Just write Kubernetes.
okay, let me go further down. I think we have a Kubernetes section, or do we not? No, we don't. Okay, so let's go to the bottom, just above license or just above support, and type as a comment, as a heading.
No, just as a normal.
Just
word.
as normal. Okay, Kubernetes. I clicked on something here. Did I
space.
disable it? It was red. Deactivate. No, keep it there. Configuration is available in E2E Kubernetes. No, it's not. That's wrong. We will teach it. I don't think I busted
Actually,
it.
when I tried it, actually, it literally gave me the complete suggestion of what Kubernetes is.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
So it's not doing so good for me. Let's try another example. Let me see. If I type I don't know, quick start, I wonder what it will come up with. Okay, npm run quick start. Not bad. npm run start. That's good. Run the bot. That looks impressive. Create a new bot user. It doesn't exist on my project, but that kind of makes sense. Create a new project, install the dependencies. Okay, it's not bad for a quick start suggestion. I think that's impressive. Shubham, don't worry. As you can see, we're still safe. Skynet is not coming for us. No, what Eddie Hub community creating GitHub action to write documentation. Yeah. I don't think Nish was saying it doesn't work very well with YAML. Yes. Markdown, it seems okay. YAML is end of the year from Vincent. Quick start with Kubernetes. Okay, we can try that. Quick start.
Eddie, sorry to interrupt, but there is a request from Scar Forget.
There is a request for what? Sorry.
Request from Scar Forget.
And yes, they have donated $5 as well.
I'm sorry, say that again. I missed all that. What am I looking at? Oh, I have. Scar Forget.
Yeah.
Sorry, I missed that in the chat. My apologies. The chat was going too fast for me. Let's bring that up. What was the request? Can you try it? Asking it how. Thank you so much for the $5. Really, really appreciate it. Can you try asking it on how to do something like how to sort dictionary and check if it explains it to you instead of giving you the code? Oh, okay. Yeah, we can try that.
And it's going to do that in the comment section because let's say if it's not giving you any sort of a code, it will guide you as to what you have to do next. At least that's what I've experienced in Python.
So I'm going to create we can do one in Python. We can compare JavaScript and Python. So I'll do one in JavaScript and we can do one in Python afterwards. So how to sort dictionary. By value. Okay. I'm going to sneeze 1 second. Oh, excuse me. Don't worry. It's not the Rona. It's hay fever. Thank you. Okay, author. I don't know. Do we want author? Scarf. Forget. I don't know if you want to tell me what you'd like me to try. Author. Okay. Let's see what else suggests. Date.
Sorted.
I'm guessing it wants data. It probably wants some data to sort.
It's a dictionary.
Sort dictionary. So okay, so dictionary is like an array or list.
It's a key value pair.
Sorry, say that again.
Oh, dictionary is a key value. Okay.
Key value pair.
Oh, so it's like a hash map.
Okay, so we could say data. Okay, name test, but it's key value. So name. We need it. If it's a key value, it needs to be unique. So we could say something like, I don't know, ABC, and then 1, 2, 3. Nice, autocomplete. Loving this. It's so much easier. Usually I duplicate the line and all the rest. Okay, so let's close it. Oh, it even suggested to close it. Perfect. And then sort data by keys. Okay. Wow. Okay, it's got a reduce in there. Would I use a reduce for sorting? I wouldn't. But let's see what it does. I'm interested to know.
Isn't this already sorted?
Oh, it is already sorted. You're right. Yes, good point. Let me jiggle it up a little bit. Thank you. Good point. Okay, but with a reduce, it usually collects it. But maybe it's just another way of doing it. Okay, I'm just going to console. Sorry, go on, Nick.
Fancy, hacky way of doing it.
Okay. I would have just used the sort rather than jumping into a reduce.
Well, so the issue here is it's taking your object keys constructor, right? And so it's giving you an array of the keys within your data object. And then it sorts those keys with the sort function, which it doesn't pass any callback into that. So, if you had keys with numbers in them, you'd be in a hot mess. And now you've got a sorted array of your object keys, and then it uses the reduce method on that array with an accumulator, and it doesn't have a default accumulator either. So that's
oh yeah,
missing
that's
there.
True. It's missing that default.
Default accumulator should be that empty object, and it's going to assign a key, assign the same key to the object. The empty object that's in the data object, the same key value pair, but because it's going through the sorted array, it's going to do that in order. Okay, let's run it and see. So I've saved it. We've got DEF, ABC, GHI, and we're expecting that to be sorted. So let's have a look. And it is sorted. So it worked. Okay. Should we try one in Python? And this is where I know nothing. So I don't know how that's going to work. Test 2. Is it PY? I don't even have Python installed. Oh, I don't think it's going to work. Python doesn't work. It might be Python 3 on the Mac. Is that what it's called? Oh, see, that didn't look good. Oh, that looked terrible. Exit. Quit. Let me out. Copilot, help me. Copilot, come on. Later. Bye. I think I'm in the Python terminal, maybe?
It's an exit function. It's an exit function. Exit with separation.
We made it out. I think it's a still running job. It is suspended. I'll just kill. I think it's kill 1, right? I can't remember percentage 1. I forget. There we go. Okay, it's gone. Okay, so I have Python installed, so it should work, hopefully. I don't know. Python people in chat. Let me scroll down to the chat. Scar, forget. Hopefully that was useful. We're going to try the same thing in Python now and see. I don't even know how to do a data in Python. Let me see. Create data structure. Oh, that's not even a comment in Python. How do you put a comment in Python?
It's a hashtag.
Okay. It's suggesting another comment. No, I don't want another comment.
So data structure is basically
you can use Open Copilot, and most probably it's now going to be stuck here.
It's
Data
not
structure is
suggest-
too generic. Eddie, try writing a dictionary. Create a dictionary.
Okay,
Yeah,
but how do I do
you
that in
can try that.
Python? Or how do I do a variable?
Just
Const.
comment. No, just comment, create a dictionary.
Instead of create dictionary.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Data structure is too generic to get a context out of it.
Okay. Let's have a look. It's thinking about it. Oh, here we go. Okay, we got one. I'll accept this
Yeah.
one. Thank you very much. Where's your const and your let and your no? Okay.
Python.
No,
doesn't have
you
those.
don't have that.
What about your semicolons and stuff? No.
Python doesn't
No.
have those. Python
Basically,
is indent based, which is terrible, and I hate it.
Yeah.
Oh, everyone's saying.
but
Everyone's saying hash. My bad.
so I guess
how does?
in Python, sorry.
No, carry on.
So I guess in Python you can so basically a dictionary is a key value pair. You can sort by the key and as well as with the value as well.
Okay, we will try and sort it now. Scar Forget is throwing in the money as well. Thank you again for another $5. Wow. How to at the start of the okay, we'll try that next. We'll come back to that.
No, we can try it right now. Write a comment how to sort the dictionary.
Okay, how to access the value of a dictionary? No, we can skip on.
How to sort
wrong button.
How to sort.
How to sort.
Just write sort and just see what happens. Yeah.
How to sort the dictionary. Okay, I like that. Okay, now what? It's giving us the dictionary, but no, we've got a dictionary.
I think what you need to do is you need to add more data in the dictionary, and they should be in the unsorted manner.
Okay, so we can add some more. No problem. So we've only got one. You're right, because it's got name. That's not even it's not quite right, really, because it's going to sort name, age, and class. So it's got 3 items in the dictionary because it's key value. It's actually probably not a good example. Can I do it on multiple lines? Will Python cry, or is that okay? Can I do this? Will Python get upset with me? Okay, so we'll do the same again. Let's do the same again. ABC, 1, 2, 3. Let me ditch that. And then we will actually mix it up slightly. So we'll change this one for E, F, G, 4, 5, 6. And then we'll do this one to be H, I, J. And then do 7, 8, 9. Okay. Let's have a look. How to sort dictionary. Oh, sort by key. Oh, interesting. Okay. Is this good? Is this Python? This looks like voodoo to me, but I don't know. Hopefully the Python people are happy with that. Should I try it? Should we just go like, we'll just try and run
20 out of 10, but let's see.
Okay, so what do I type? Python and then the file? Will that work?
Let's see.
A, B, C, E, F, G, H, I, J.
Yeah.
It sorted it.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I'm a Python developer now.
Yeah. Is that still a dictionary though? Because now that looks like a list.
Yeah, it's a list.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
but
maybe the sorted function, that is inbuilt function, it's converting a dictionary into a list after sorting, most probably.
and I can add my value to Python by putting a semicolon at the end. Oh no, it goes up red. Oh no, okay, my bad. Wait, I can fix it. Here we go. Const. There we go. It's not red. Yes.
No, we don't have that.
I'm joking. I'm just joking. Okay, let me catch up with some of the chat as well. But I think that kind of worked. It sorted it. Okay, it might not be the data structure that we all wanted.
I just want the record to show that if you all start using Copilot in your Python code and get suggestions for const, it's Eddie's fault.
That's true. I take credit for that, but I don't think I can influence everything completely with that. It should be okay. That's so true. Okay, I'm pretty impressed with that. Let's go back to this one. I just want to try another idea. Scarf Forget was suggesting. So how to, let's pick a completely random. Is it going to use? Okay, let's pick that one. I like that one.
We can use Open Copilot for this to see what it suggests after how to.
Use what? Sorry.
Control enter.
Use the open. Control Enter. That's called the Open
Oh,
Copilot.
I see. Got you. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh wow, lots of stuff. Hey, this isn't mine. I'm just saying. That says Eddie's live streams are awesome. You should give the video a thumbs up and subscribe below.
No,
That's
it's your
what it
credit
says.
card information.
Oh, don't tell them it's my PIN code. C++. I don't know anything about C++, so I'm not sure I can help.
I can help you.
Well, do you want to share your screen and give it a Kawali? That made me laugh. I can now add Python to my resume. That's so true. Done. I want to do that right now. I don't even have a resume, so it's fine. But if I did have one, it would be there. Did you want to share your screen, Shreya, and try it?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
If there is some lag, in the meantime, you can, write some code. I will share my screen in just a minute.
Okay, yeah, show your screen, and I think it will boot my screen off, and we are good. Who's doing a Darth Vader breathing into the mic? Is that you, Nick?
Oh, probably.
Yeah, maybe adjust it. I think
that.
is it down slightly? Yeah. Awesome. What a live stream. I'm just super impressed by how obviously now I'm a Python expert, but it is quite impressive. But I think it really highlights that you're not going to remove the developer part. You need to have that developer part there. I don't think it's ever gonna get removed.
Let me know once my screen is visible.
Oh yeah, your screen is up. It kept mine up there. If I do that, does it remove mine? It does.
Okay.
You are now live.
Okay, so I'm going to write a comment okay. So first I'm going to just include the header files. Okay, so
your browser is visible, not your VS Code.
Okay, but I've shared my screen.
Yes, we can only see your browser instead of the VS Code.
Yeah.
Okay.
While you're doing that, let me just bring mine up. So, Scarforget was saying, I saw in the GitHub live stream, literally asked us like a search, and it gave an explanation of a comment. Okay, what's well, how to? What is what? What is this? No. What is an API? Question mark. Enter. Oh, what is a test? No, let me see. Oh, here we go. What is a test? What's a test?
I don't know if it does what is. Try how to start an HTTP server.
Oh yeah, that came up. That works.
Yeah.
Doesn't give an explanation though, as suggested by the demo that GitHub did. It's giving code. I'll have a play. I'll switch my screen to Shreya, and while Shreya's demoing that, I'll have a play and see if I can get an example coming up. So Shreya, your screen should now be up.
Great. So first I will include the header file. Okay, so we have a new version of Copilot. So let me just install that. Okay, so I'm going to reload. Okay, so now I'm going to include the header files. So let's try something. I would like to, I will, Eddie, in the comment section, are there any suggestions as to what they want us to try? Or like, I will give my own ideas otherwise.
Yeah, just throw your own ideas in there. I think this will probably be, we're going for 2 hours. This will be the last demo, I think. And then and then we'll call it a day there. We can do some more live streams or calls on. We do a lot of community hub calls on Discord, so we can always do a call and have a play. I can't let someone control my VS Code, but we can try something and see if we can get people to play with it. Yeah, do your own example, whatever you think. I trust you.
Okay.
Use the force.
Okay, so I'm going to try and invert a binary tree, and like I'm not going to use any of my logic. I'm just going to see what Copilot is going to suggest. So invert binary tree. Okay, and then CNN. Okay, it's creating a vector. Okay, now it's taking input in that vector. Why is it creating another vector? I don't think I need this. And now, I think what it has done till now, it's basically creating an array, or in C++ it's called a vector, and it has just taken input in that vector. But I have not asked Copilot for that. I've asked it to invert a binary tree. Maybe I think that's a complicated thing to ask. Maybe it doesn't know how to invert a binary tree. So what we can do? What can we do? I think we can ask it to. I don't have any ideas. Like I would really love if you could throw in some hints, some suggestions.
I can throw in an idea. Could you create a game like, I don't know, something? I'm just joking. No, I've got terrible ideas. I'm sure some people. Linear search. Kunal saying linear search. Oh, wrong one.
Okay.
Linear search or
Create a
HTTP
vector
server.
array, do a search within it.
Yeah, something simple.
Okay. Okay, so I think it's a good idea to use Open Copilot for this linear search. Okay, so it's going to iterate on the vector if this, yeah. So it's giving, yeah, the suggestions are good for this. Now let's try binary search. And again, I'm going to use Open Copilot. Yep. I've got the left part, the right part, then I've got the mid. Okay, so that's not how you're going to suggest, like this is not how we calculate mid because it's going to cause some overflow. So it's going to be something like, okay. First I'm going to accept the solution and then I will edit this part. So it's going to be something like L plus L minus R. Yeah. So we have we are done with binary search. Let's go with some graph algorithms. So we can try Dijkstra. Dijkstra algorithm. And
It's taking suggestions from Stack Overflow. I hope not.
Yeah. It is giving correct suggestions, and yep, it's correct. So it's suggesting graph algorithms, and I think that will be the end of all the coding interviews.
That's so true. That would be pretty good. Sort this data. 1 second. Let me just get my AI friend Copilot here and take care of everything for me.
The Dijkstra algorithm with heap. Yeah, we use minimum priority queue. Yep. It's going to use heap now. Yep, it has created this minimum priority queue. And yep, it's using that instead of this minimum. So basically what it's using queue to push the node, and then it's exploring all the the child of that nodes, and that's how it's finding the. I think no. I don't think this is the correct the Dijkstra code because it is not finding the minimum path. I don't see that. Okay, it's here. Yeah. So instead of this part, instead of comparing, I think we are using priority queue here. So yep, there's that. Now I would love to get some ideas from the community.
I think people are asking, write code to visualize a graph. Yeah, it could be quite fun doing some UI stuff. I'd be interested to see. We did have a pretty, I love this example. We did play with some HTML and CSS earlier on. We've done some JavaScript, some Python.
Oh my
some
God,
C++.
it suggested me to visualize the graph. Okay, I'm going to use Open Copilot again. Oh my, okay. So this is basically just printing the nodes. It's printing the nodes and then all the children's inside that node. Yeah, this is not very accurate because it's a 2D vector. Yeah, it's a 2D vector and it should be and the outer size should be v dot size and then this should be v of I dot size. I think that's correct. So yeah, that's how you're going to visualize a graph. What else can we do?
We're just, I was going to say, running out of time, but I do want to quickly show a test example because someone is asking about a test example. So I'm quite keen to do that as well. So I'm going to steal the screen share back. And here it's it's Carl. Carl, I don't know if you're still here, but Carl's doing lots of great work on our API. This is the Cucumber tests we write for our API. So we pick an example. Adding a new event to the calendar, for example, so it gets authorized. So given I'm authorized, make a post request to the calendar with this. Is expecting a response with that, and we can check that we can get it. So I'm going to go straight to the bottom and let's see how it suggests using Cucumber because it's not massively used. But you can see straight away, scenario, get sorted, ongoing and past events. Oh my God, we don't even do that now. So it's suggesting a feature of what we do. Oh no, I tell a lie. It's how we have got it. Carl has added more features than I realized. Okay, interestingly, that it's taken that and done it exactly the same, but at least it's given me something I can edit and change, get sorted, ongoing and past events. Maybe I can search. I don't know if we've got search in this page. We haven't got search. Okay, so let me see if I can write a search test and in theory write the code. I might have to do this in a separate stream because I'm not going to spend too much time on it now. We're going for over 2 hours and I appreciate everyone's time and the guest time and so on, but search events already completed. Okay, brilliant. Given authorization, yes, you need to be authorized. Or actually, maybe you don't. I can worry about it later on. Make a post request with, yes, so I'll want to create some data, definitely, to make sure I can search it. Okay, it's come up with a name. Thank you. Description. Okay, would probably change that, but still, it's an example. All looking good. The author of it, I would probably change it to me, or not to me actually, because it's the test that's running. And the end date, okay. And then make a post. I probably won't want to make a post, so I'll change that to be a get request to calendar, I don't know, search, something like that, equals, I don't know, keyword, whatever it is. And then with, I might not do it with a with like that. Let's see what it completes with. Keyword equals keyword. Okay, so that could be, keyword could be JavaScript. Okay, that's pretty good. Then the response should be a 200. Yes, please. And the response ongoing has a sub object with a field name that's equal to live stream. Not quite right, but we could take that. It won't be a sub object actually. So let's cycle through that and see what we've got. Let me open up the, what other suggestions do we get? Oh, it's thinking about it. Yes, it can. I don't know about design web pages, but we did create a web page with a form just by hitting tab and it automatically auto-completing, which is awesome. write code to get more green squares than Nick. Okay, so it's come up with a whole suggestion there. These are quite big suggestions. I was expecting smaller ones, but I will be doing a live stream with Carl. We're actually going to add some features to the API, and so we can actually run through this and run the tests, and actually the test shouldn't fail, and then we'll write the code using Copilot to make sure the tests pass. So we will be doing that shortly. Okay, I think it's probably a good place to stop. Let me remove my screen share and say a big shout out and thank you to everyone who watched, and also a big thank you to my guests. Thank you so much for taking out over 2 hours of your time to join and to share your experiences and knowledge and answer so many questions. Everyone watching, don't forget to connect with our awesome guests. Their links are in the description below. And also, let me give you a tip. If you want to get a like from us on your Twitter, LinkedIn, take a screenshot, tag us, and we will like it. But if you want to get a reshare from us, then include something you learned today. I think that's really, really important. If you take a screenshot of this, tag us, but then say, hey, I learned this, or I learned that, or I really like this idea, I'm going to research it. Whatever it is, we will reshare it because it will add value to our community, which means it puts all of you in front of our community, our network, our clients, etc., and so on. So remember, everything you do should be about adding value. But a big thank you. Any last words? I'm going to catch up with the chat while I'm doing that. Any last words from Shreya, Nish, or Nick?
Other than thank you, everyone, for geeking out with us. And remember that while this is a very, very fun tool to play with, it is not perfect. And always remember that any code that you run should be code that you understand first.
Yeah.
And I would like to say that Copilot is only, easing your way into different technologies. It is basically improving the way in which you can charter into unknown territories. So it's nothing to be afraid of, and don't worry, your jobs are not going to be affected because I think I'm not an economic specialist, but I feel that the number of jobs in the tech world are very, very large as compared to the number of developers that are present. And if you are unable to get any job, you can always create one. That's the fun perk of being a developer.
Love that. Thank you. And Nish?
Yeah, I just agree with what Shreya and Nick said, and thanks a lot, Eddie, for having me here. And it was a great fun time. We got to learn a lot and discover more about GitHub Copilot. It was an amazing stream, and hope to get a chance again with coming back with you.
Well, I do love my live streams. I do live stream every Friday at 5 o'clock, and I want to start hopefully soon doing 2 live streams a week. Therefore, I can do more pairing with people. I can do more open source code reviews. I love doing Radio Eddie on my open source code reviews, where I can bring people in. Like, for example, Nick now is audio only. I love to bring people in, help me review some open source projects. The different perspectives is so important. I'm here to start the conversation, hopefully facilitate and share my experiences, but I also want to share other people's experiences and amplify their voice and stories as well, because you're all awesome. I love geeking out with you all. The chat has been amazing. Thank you so much. I just think it's just been great. I'm just catching up with the chat. Discord link, great question. It is discord.edihub.org. Should be all in the link description below as well. Thank you again so much. It's been so much fun. Like almost 2.5 hours has zoomed by. So it's just been so much fun. I think we could play with Copilot for so much more, and we will. I think every live stream is going to have some sort of element of Copilot. Even if we're reviewing open source projects, I might, I always try to make a contribution so we can see if Copilot can also help us do that. And I know, I think just one last note, I think Shreya, you started using the new project boards. Nick or Nish, have you started using that at all yet?
Which one?
the new project board. So I'm going to do a live stream on playing. So this is the old project board.
I can show you that, but I have a private project, so like I can only show that on screen share.
Sure, no problem. So I have a project board that we use for our API project, but we also have the new project boards that look amazing. So I will be doing a live stream trying to play and configure that, and just to let everyone know what it looks like. It does look like, I mean, there are different views to the project as well, but we will be having a play with that. So I have got early access to that as well. I'm trying to find a good example, but I'm struggling at the moment. But we will have a play with that and see. I can't find a screenshot. I'm not doing very well. I'm doing a terrible example. Just show me a screenshot, a picture. I just want a picture. That's not a good picture. I want the beta one. So anyway, yes, I will be doing some live streams on that as well, where we can all try and plan a project together. So let's have a look. And then I will get someone to come and help me and give me tips and guidance, so you all don't see me struggle or faff around. Okay, thanks everyone again. I am going to bring up the holding page, and if you can, everyone on the stream can stay on. If you can stay on for 2 more minutes, I'd like to say thank you personally off stream. But if you can't and you need to go, I completely appreciate that. I'm just going to bring up the holding page for us as well. Let me try and figure out. I'm so used to my stream deck.
Do you want me to show my project board?
If you can, yeah. If you've got a minute, you can show it just to see what it looks like. That'd be great. Yes. I thought you said it was private, that you couldn't show it, but if you can, that would be.
I can share that on screen share. So yeah. That's
perfect.
Pretty all right. So basically, I'm part of this organization called Circuitverse. So we are participating in this this program known as Open Source Day, which is being hosted by Anita Borg and Grace Hopper celebration event. So what I'm doing is I'm basically keeping track of the issues that are to be done. So on the Open Source Day, when they will be assigned to the contributors, they will be in the in progress mode. And when they are being done, they will be automatically shifted to this done board. So this is one example.
Your screen on the display. My bad. Okay, your screen's now up there. My fault.
Oh, okay,
Sorry.
okay.
No, it was there. I didn't press the add to the live stream. My bad.
Let me share it.
Okay, here we go.
Yeah, I hope it's visible now.
But this is the old style project board. Have you got the new project boards?
By new project board, like what do you exactly mean?
No, so this is the old style project board. So there is the new style project board that looks like this, and it has a lot more configuration that you can do, and you can automate a lot more across multiple projects. So this is the new style that I've got access to. It's a beta at the moment.
That one integrates with like issues too, right?
Yeah, it's like it brings up like your pull request, shows you kind of the status of everything, like if it's in progress, ready, and I mean it just got a lot of fancy features, and I haven't had to play with it. I'm saving it for a live stream, so hopefully we can all just experiment together. So okay, Shreya, thank you so much for demoing that. But yeah, that's the project board that. Where is it? That's the project board that we use at the moment, and there is one on most of our projects. So if I I've gone to the wrong place, repositories, API, and I have got a normal project board on there as well. So this is the project board that we use. But also, if we go, because on the EdiHub community organization, we have all new projects. And I can click on this and we get a new stuff. Koalia has done it already 14 seconds ago. Koalia, too fast, has already created a project board. So already having a play. So you can see it looks very, very different. And I haven't had to play with it. I was saving it for a live stream, a separate focused live stream. But it looks like Koalia is all jumping ahead. But that's great. Have a play. EdiHub community, you all have got access to this. I don't know if it's for certain roles, so let's see. But I see Koalia has jumped in. I do look forward to seeing what people can do with it and so forth. Oh no, I don't want to delete it. But yes, make sure you clean up after you've done all your testing though. Let's not make our organization get too much of a mess. So yeah, but no problem. Join the EddieHub organization on GitHub. You just need to raise an issue on the support repo with the type join the organization, and you should get access to this as well if you want to have a play too. So Koalia, thank you so much for testing that out. Really, really appreciate it.
It looks really, really awesome. And I think there was also a new beta feature on issues. Like, I think it has undergone some sort of a reinvention.
Yes, I have a video coming out on that. Don't spoil it. I have a video coming out. I will quickly show everyone. It's coming out next Wednesday. It is managed videos. I will show you all. You're right. It is taking. Here we go. Look, GitHub issue forms. I don't want to like spoil it, but yes, it is allowing your when you raise an issue. Actually, you know what? I can spoil it. I'll give a spoiler here. Everyone can see a spoiler. Whereas if I go to my Eddie account, I think I did the test for the video on here. But if you go to raise an issue, new issue, and if you do bug, this is all normal, and now it's different. So this is a bonus for all the people who hang around till the end. Create a new issue. Look, you got a form. And you cannot submit it because this is a required field in the form because of the red star. Now I've ticked it, it's submittable. And so, yes, this is taking like issues to the next level. I've got a video next video. I might have to release the video sooner now because I kind of like everyone's going to have a play with it. Maybe I release the video like on Monday or something. So we will see. But you're absolutely right. This is going to be really interesting. GitHub is changing a lot of things. Okay, awesome. I am going to end the live stream here, otherwise we'll go on till Saturday, and it probably is Saturday for the people in India already. So I believe in work-life balance, so it's time to get some rest. Thank you all so much for joining. I'm not gonna thank you after the live stream. I will thank you in a message afterwards, and you can read it in your own time after you get some rest. So thank you all so much for joining, and I will look forward to geeking out with you in the future as well. And thank you, Alex, for the super chat as well, always dropping in those super chats. So thanks.
We all had a great time. I can say this. I can definitely say this. And honestly, I love the stream so much that I feel that I just want to come up every week here. Like I had total fun.
Awesome. I'm so glad to hear that. I told you live streams are fun. It's a great way to geek out with the community. So it was great fun. Okay, I'm going to end it now. Otherwise, I'll continue forever geeking out with you all. So thank you so much for geeking out with me. Have a great day or evening wherever you are in the world, and we'll all geek out again soon. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.